Good
evening, everyone. On behalf of Central Zoo Authority, I welcome everyone to episode 20 of Zooming Conservation, where we continue our journey into the world of wildlife conservation. Today's special highlights is one of the most majestic and intelligent creatures on our planet Earth. It's elephants. Our esteemed guest for this episode is Dr. N.S. Manoharan, a renowned expert in zoo and wildlife veterinary science with decades of experience in captive breeding, healthcare, and management practices for wild animals, both in captivity and free-ranging conditions. Dr. Manoharan has served as Additional Director of Veterinary Services and Forest Veterinary Officer in Tamil Nadu, and his work with elephants is unparalleled. He has been instrumental in the treatment, rescue, and rehabilitation of problematic wild elephants, ensuring their well-being through the innovative management techniques. Additionally, Dr. Manoharan has been involved in teaching and guiding students and field staff in forestry and wildlife management. His contribution to developing guidelines, protocols, and SOPs for the care of management of wild animals, especially with elephants, on states and national committees, have had significant impact on wildlife conservation in India. We are honored to have him with us today to share his insights on elephant conservation and challenges he has faced in the caring and management of these gentle giants. I'll hand over the session to Sir now. Welcome, sir.
Thank
Session
you.
is yours. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Apurva. Thanks a lot for a nice introduction. First, I would like to thank Central Zoo Authority, Member Secretary Sir, and the team of officials there, the Chief Biologist, Dr. Apurva, for giving me an opportunity to share the field experiences with the country's important persons who are dealing elephants in captivity. I feel really happy that this topic is chosen by you. So now I have just planned for the next 40 minutes how elephants came to captivity and what are the present management practices and what are the challenges being faced, and then I will open the floor for discussions. Now my voice is audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, your voice is audible. You can share the screen.
Now I will share the video. Is it visible now? Is it visible? Voice is, I'm not hearing the voice.
Yes, sir, it is visible, but not the first slide. You can switch to first slide.
Yeah, I'll go to the first slide. Yeah, first slide. Yeah, that's first slide. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
The elephants, these two pictures you can see. I've just put these two pictures. One on the left, what you're seeing on the left side is one which was captured actually. It has to be captured actually now, and then it was put into the training yard or the kraal where training was given, and then it is taken out of the kraal, and now it is with us in with the forest department as a trained elephant to take care of the other elephants. We all know that among all the animals in the zoo, elephants have a special place because you have to directly deal them. In all other, you all know as zoo managers and zoo veterinarians and zoo biologists will be knowing that in all other animals there will be a stand-off barrier will be there. Whereas as far as elephants are concerned, there are certain activities which requires direct contact, physical contact is required. So that's why I put this slide. This evolution, if you just look at the evolution of elephants over a period of time, from Murithrium to Mammoth, there are various physical forms and physical changes you have seen. One without a tusk, one without a trunk, and then slowly modifying into mammoth, and then the present elephants we have. This evolutionary process, what I'm trying to tell you here is the evolutionary process from Murithrium to Platyplerodon to Dinotherium to Mastodon to Mammoth you will find there are a lot of physical changes which has taken place. Now we have this two species of elephants in the world actually. The African ones, both male and female, they are called the tusks, and the Asian one, where the males have the tusks, the female do not have the tusks, but they have the tushes. Now these changes I am seeing in my short tenure of 35-40 years. Now I come to know from literatures and my colleagues who are working in other countries that Maknas are all being recorded in the African species also. And then more number of Maknas are being recorded in Asian cousins also. These evolutionary processes are going on. That is the point which I like to tell. Now, as I told you, how elephants came into captivity. We all know that all our kings, the kingdoms had elephants. Those kings who had the elephant force were supposed to be the strongest one. And then, so elephants were captured during those times. They were trained and then they were used for warfare. This is there in the literatures and in the old, in our old writings. Now, how it is being captured? After that, invaders came. There also elephants were captured, used for different purposes. Initially, during the kingdom period, they were used for warfare, and then later, during British period, the different rulers period, they were used for logging purposes and for mainly for timber logging. So the capturing, there were actually rules and regulations for capturing also. There were capturing acts also were there. In fact, I just remember in Tamil Nadu, there were special acts, when to capture, where to capture, how many numbers capture techniques are also mentioned way back in 18th century. So the different capture methods which were used in the past were, one is we all know that it was the pit method. You can see the pictures. Pit method was used. Pit method, though it looks very simple, it needs lot of inputs from the locals. They are very sure-footed animals. We all know that elephants are sure-footed animals. So receiving them, making them to fall into a pit was a big task, and our native tribes had the knowledge. So we were able to capture them using the pits. So they will fall into the pit, and then you can see without those days sedations were not there. You can see the tribals putting the rope around the neck of the elephant which has fallen into the pit. If you just look at if you know the elephant's anatomy and biology, putting a rope around the neck is not an easy task because it has to pass through the trunk and the tusk. So that was without sedation, they were using it. So that indigenous traditional knowledge was great actually. That's why they were able to do it. So there was one method by which elephants were captured in the past. And then we also had the technique of Keda method, where stockade. They used to drive the elephants to a place, and then elephants were stockaded, and then the elephant which you want to capture were captured. The third method was, we also had a method by name Mela Shikar method, where a strong person sitting on top of a trained elephant go into the herd, noose the elephant, bring it back. He will go into the herd and then noose the elephant. Mostly, they will try to capture juveniles and subadults because training becomes comparatively easier than a calf or an adult elephant. And then fourth one was decoy method. So pit method was there, Keda method was there, and then Mela Shikar method was there, and then the decoy method. Decoy method, in decoy method, they used to tie a cow elephant or a female elephant in east dress, lure the elephant. They were baiting the females, or by making them as a bait, lure the elephant, either by using pit method or by Mela Shikar method. The males will be captured, or the elephants which are approaching the bait or the cow elephant will be captured. So these were the four major methods by which elephants were captured. That also paved way for negative interactions actually. So the harmonious relationship which was maintained in the past, which was mentioned in the literatures or in our old writings, was slightly broken during the capturing operations period actually. And then they were used for different purposes. As I told you, initially they were used for warfare and then used for logging purposes. After 1972 Wildlife Protection Act, the logging operation was stopped. but still up to 1980, even up to 1990, in some of the states logging operations were continued. Especially even now in Andamans, you will find the log trees are being pulled by elephants. So that was the presently, though now those two logging is not there. So the main use of these elephants in captivity were mainly for perambulations in all the protected areas, especially wherever elephant camps are there, wherever captive elephants are there, they are used for perambulation. In fact, I find I will vouch for tiger reserves who has good force of captive elephants. The perambulation protection will be easier and will be good actually. So for one, that is the one reason for which the capital is maintained now presently. The forest by forest engineering works, what I try to mean is sometimes in the forested area, wind fallen trees or during fire trees may fall down, or during windy seasons trees may fall down. So there are many inaccessible areas where machineries cannot reach that area. So elephant force will be one fine force where you can clear the forest. You can also log out the timber out there. So that is the one reason for which they use. And in some of the areas, weed removal. We all know that invasive species is a challenge in our forested area. So as a part of weed removal process, elephants are being used. By using elephants, the other species will not be, the other floral species will not be damaged actually. And one sort of exercise also, one sort of perambulation also. So that for these purposes also it is being used. And the captive males, especially those who are trained as kumkis, used for driving or guiding those elephants which have strayed out of the forest area back to the forest area. So that was one good thing. And then now we also get orphaned and abandoned calves. Sometimes due to many reasons, we all know there are many reasons where these elephants are orphaned or abandoned. Nowadays, the cases of orphaning and abandoning is becoming more and more. So by that scenario also, by that reason also, we get them into the camps. So these are the main works for which it is being used. And of course, for tourism and for temple purposes, they're being used in some states, but they're slowly they're coming down. And this is about the captive population in Tamil Nadu. What I'm trying to say, this is a captive population in Tamil Nadu, where we have this. But you will find the composition will be different in different states. This I have just put you the basic physiological parameter, which I feel we all should know. We will be knowing, but then it has to be always kept in our mind. Temperature part is fine, temperature, respiration, all these basic the biological parameters, physiological parameters we need to know. If the outside temperature is more than 36 degrees centigrade, then definitely they will find it difficult to regulate the temperature. We all know that they're thick-skinned animals, they're pachyderm, they're thick-skinned animals, they lack sweat glands. And there are many scientific facts telling that they evolved from water and their dependence on water is more. The 2 or 3 very important factors which support this point is, one is pachyderm, they're thick-skinned animal. They don't have hair. They don't have a thick coat of hair on the body. And then their lung is attached to the rib cavity. They don't have a nasolacrimal duct, so the tear comes out of the outer canthus of the eyes. And then the testis is intra-abdominal. So these are some of the scientific factors which go to say that they have evolved from water. They depends on water is more. They may not be able to sweat out and then regulate the body temperature. So this factor, when you're keeping the elephants in captive condition, this factor is very important to maintain. So by not maintaining that temperature, they will be under stress. Actually, they'll be under stress. So there is one point which I would like to stress upon. Respiration pulse, you all will know. The doctors will be knowing that that will go up or down depending upon the temperature. Actually, this defecation I have put 8 to 10 times will be normal. Urination 10 to 15 times. This is a normal thing. If the number of defecation, number of urination the number is going up or coming down, it will be a very important indicator for the management practices which are being done in the captivity. In the wilderness, because they have a free-ranging thing, which we can discuss a little later also. So there are other slides where I'll be talking about the foraging. Age and maturity. 12 to 15 years. Normally, in the free-ranging condition, wild condition, they will be maturing around 12 to 15 years of age. But in captivity, I have found because of the good food and or nutritious food, sometimes even faulty food also, they attain maturity earlier actually. One criteria for attaining maturity is, when they attain the weight of, say, 1 ton, 2 ton, 2.5 ton, that will be important criteria for them to attain the puberty. So by gaining more weight at a younger age, they will attain puberty, which need not be there. So that it has to be managed properly so that they attain maturity only by 14, 15 years. That is the management practice which we need to always keep in our mind. And then walking and running speed, I have put 6 kilometers, 30 kilometers. So there will be always opportunity for the elephant in free ranging condition to walk fast and also walk fast up to even 30. Though they may not be, they don't have a typical running posture, but they will walk very fast up to 30, 35 kilometers per hour. They can walk fast. But this opportunity may not be there in captivity. We have to create opportunity for them to walk fast actually. And then, of course, trunk, we all know that the fusion of upper lip and nostril is the trunk. And then they use trunk for variety of works. Respirate through the trunk. They also drink water through the trunk. And then it is an organ of self-defense. It is an organ of prevention. They use it for various purposes. So when we keep them in captivity, the usage of trunk has to be there. See, they forage by means of grazing and also by browsing. So for browsing, they have to lift the trunk, work a lot, get the fodder, and then they have to eat. And in many captive condition, we will find that this opportunity of browsing may not be there. It will be simple work of grazing. So the trunk, which do not have a bone, is very strong in a free ranging condition. But that aspect has to be kept always in mind so that the usage of trunk by enclosure enrichment, we have to take care of the usage of the trunk. That is the point which I would like to tell here. This is compared to the size of the animal, the eyes are smaller, and then the eyes are laterally placed. It is not frontally placed. So very important that the first 30 feet they may not be able to see. First 30 feet they may not be able to see. So one has to approach only from the sides. And only 30 meters, we have always seen that up to 35 meters, their vision will be clear. Beyond 35 meters, their vision will be slightly hazy. So this point is very important. And then you don't find a cataract sort of a condition in free ranging condition in the wilderness. Whereas in captivity, as the age goes, you find the opacity in the cornea, and also they develop cataract. That is one important reason is the humidity and the atmospheric temperature, the moisture in the atmosphere is the major reason why they develop opacity or cataract. In the wilderness, you will not find them between 10:30 or 11 to 4. They will be definitely under shade, and they'll be in a wooded area. They'll be able to protect their eyes. In captivity, this point has to be always kept in mind so that they don't suffer from any eye infections or eye illnesses. Ear flapping again. Ear flapping, for thermoregulation, we all know that for cool off their body, either they have to douse themselves in the water or sprinkle water over the body or put mud over them, or they have to be in the slushy area, or they will flap their ears to regulate their temperature. One flap of a ear, just one flap of a ear will reduce the temperature by 1 degree centigrade. And over flapping indicated they're already their body is heated up than the normal. So necessary management practices has to be applied immediately, or the mouth and cavity will take care. So necessary provisions ought to be there to naturally cool off their body in captivity. Dentition is another. This is the normal thing actually. So they develop their the molars appear by 4 months, and then up to we have seen. I have seen the molars even 70, 75 years, more than 75, 70 years, in 75-year-old elephant. Fortunately, we had an elephant by name uh, uh, Tara, which lived up to 82, 83 years in Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, where still at that age also she had molars, though it was slightly eroded. But in some of the captive facilities, we find that before the age of by 40, 35, 40, they lose their dentition. That is because of soft diets always provided to them. It is very important that the diet, the fibers and the forages, green forages are very, very important for them, not only for the digestion, for the general well-being, also for the molars. Dentition is very important for the basically for their well-being and health. To take care of the dentition, this is the normal when they appear, when they are replaced, all these biological factors are to be kept in mind. Anything goes abnormal or goes away from this normal reading, indicate that some corrective measures are required. Again, of course, this I already told. This is once again to enforce the point that they have evolved from water, or their dependence on water. They have very thin course of hair, or they lack very sparsely present hair is there, and their testis is intra-abdominal. That is there. Lung, as I told you, it is attached to the thoracic cavity. That is also one factor indicating that their dependence on water is poor. That is why the sternal recumbency is very, very dangerous, because the lungs are attached to the ribs. So only when the rib moves, animal will be able to breathe normally. If veterinarians are there, if biologists are there, then we will be able to understand the parietal surface. The parietal surface of the lungs are attached to the visceral surface of the ribs and also to the diaphragm. So on sternal recumbency, these structures will be pressed. So lung cannot be able to expand and shrink. So there will be suffocation and they may die. So the flooring, when they in captivity, when they outside forest area, the sheltered area, definitely it should not be in a completely concretized. Soft substrate has to be there to facilitate free breathing. Foot, of course, this I have taken from a wild elephant which was sedated. So that is the structure of the foot actually. So foot care is very, very important. The nail space, the cuticle, the foot pad, this is the normal structure. So this has to be there like that. As I told you, they in natural life, almost we have seen that more than 175 species of plant material, right from grasses to tall trees, all parts of the plant, root, leaves, twigs, fruits, bark, everything they will consume, so that they have the right balance of diet. The vitamin mineral carry is also being taken care of. And we know that they're poor digested, they need to eat continuously. So here in captivity, what happens when they live outside the forest area? Only 1 or 2 times, probably few variety of forages will be available to them. So they need to depend on that. By that way, they may gain weight, but there will be deficiencies. So the macro, micro minerals, macro, micro vitamin deficiencies will be there, which will be indicated as they grow older through various indicated through illnesses and incapacities. They will be indicated. Very difficult to later when the prevention is always better in case of elephants. So this point of providing variety of fodder is very, very important. These are some of the fodder crops, fodder trees, which I have just mentioned for your references. Almost all types of herbs, you can just take note of it. I may be little slow or all these things you might be knowing, but then how much is available to the elephant is very important. Whether the small stems are available, branches are available. There's branches you have to put. So they will work on the branches to get the fodder. They will eat the leaves, they will eat the twigs, they will also eat the bark. So they will finally, they have to work. The trunk will be used, tusk will be used, tushes will be used, legs will be used. It's a kind of great exercise. We just provide a branch actually. Simple thing. So in captivity, what we do in Tamil Nadu Forest Department, what we have seen since I have worked for a long time in Tamil Nadu Forest Department. So these are the kind of things we do. Our elephants, you're trained to carry the fodder. Sometimes, carry the fodder for themselves, also for the other elephants. So socialization also will be there. Like sometimes a male will be in the camp due to must. During must period, we will keep the elephant in the camp. We will not let them into the forest area for free foraging. During such time, the close mate of the elephant will be bringing the fodder. By doing this, the companionship will be more, the bonding will be more, and also it's a kind of exercise. And they will also find where the fodder. This is in a forest setup actually. So they will carry the fodder. This kind of small exercises can be made. Even in a zoo sort of thing also, if there is you can take a point like make the vehicle to stop somewhere else, make the elephant to walk over the fodder point, carry the fodder to the enclosure will be better instead of putting the vehicle close to the enclosure where you discharge the forage. Make them to go work out, bring the fodder, a small sort of a thing, but which will kindle them a lot of interest. It's a biological activity. And this kind of timeline. There has to be a daily routine which has to be meticulously followed actually. For successful maintenance of elephants in areas outside the forest area, there has to be a strict timeline and activities which will suit their life. Bringing the elephant back to the camp. This timeline is being practiced in forest camps of Tamil Nadu and also Kerala and Karnataka parts also. This is the type of thing which is also recommended by the Project Elephant. In captive elephant management thing, this is also being recommended actually. So they will be normally all these captive elephants will be let into the forest area for free grazing. And morning, the Mavuton Kavadi, the caretaker, will go and bring the elephant back to the camp. Many times we have found that because of the good management practices, love and affection of the caretaker, they will come back. They will come back to the camp. They will be just standing close to the camp. They will go and bring their elephant back to the camp area. And between say around 6:30 to 8 a.m., good scrub bathing. That is the word is very important. It's not simply giving the bath. They have a good scrub bath. Entire body from trunk tip to tail tip, entire area has to be scrubbed and given a good bathing. If this is being done every day, you take it from me, you will know everything actually. So where there are small wounds, where there is a pain, any other physiological change, whether they are stress, whether they come into pre-must, they're coming to must, any pain, many things, whether they are mated in the forest area during the previous day. You have many things you will come to know. The mouth and thought you will come to know that will be reported to the camp manager if this practice is being done. Then after the good scrub bathing between 8 and 8:30 a.m. Small training. Every day training has to be there. Training has to be there. Not that training means companionship. They have to go and stand near the other elephant. They have to pull the logs. They have to pull the chain. They have to put their tusk on the other elephant. Small training has to be there. If they don't do that, probably the natural abilities, the natural skills will come down. Just to hone them, just to keep their natural instincts intact and to hone their talents, training is a must. This practice has to be there. This decamole oil application is one thing which will, because they walk a lot to the forest area, come back to the camp. Sometimes they're also taken out of the forest area. Foot health is very important. So sometimes they may pick up parasites, they may pick up some pathogens also, maybe bacterial, viral pathogens also from the floor. So this decamole oil, which contains neem, camphor, garlic, is very important. Every day after the bath and the training, the mouth and cardi will apply. They will also enjoy actually because the food will be very neat and healthy. So that's one thing. After the thing, so they'll be giving the food. Food will be given. The food will be all the things will be given. Then they'll be let into the forest area for free grazing, and also, as I told you, the patrolling, weed removal, content, all those things will come after that. Depending upon their duty, they'll go over. Again in the evening, the same thing will be repeated. Of course, there will be special care during must pregnancy when they have a cough and when they become old. Normally, we give retirement at the age of 60. So that is the standard recommendation given. So for those animals, special care will be given. That's the thing. This is the type of now we use gas. This is the old picture actually. We no longer use logs actually. We use gas. So gas cylinders are being used. And this is the type of kitchen we have, wood kitchen, where here in southern part of the country, mostly rice, ragi, horse gram, coconut, sugarcane, mineral mixture, salt, jaggery. These are the major items which contains, which is a balanced diet actually. Practice for a very long time, and we have found this is good actually, and being accepted by all the elephants. And their nutritional status is good. This is apart from the free grazing, morning and evening, according to the age, according to the status. The diet schedule is fixed by the veterinarian, and twice a day it is fed. This practice is slightly varied in different parts of the country, but that is fine. That is to suit the needs. It can be slightly modified. The rice can be modified with wheat, ragi can be modified with something, and then horse gram can be modified with some other gram also. The basic thing is carbohydrate, protein, and your fat, micro minerals and vitamins should be taken care of. That is the point actually. This is how we give the bath. Normally, it will take about 1.5 to 2 years, 2 hours. I'm sorry, 2 hours for giving a complete bath actually. Complete bath, the entire body has to be given bath. They will enjoy. By doing this, it is not only that the mouth and body will come to know the any illness, pain, wound in the body. A very good bondage will be developed actually. We all know that they are social animals. They develop a lot of bondages and social binding with animals. So mouth and cavity will be one of the family member for this animal. Especially this is very important in case of bulls. Bulls, they come to must, and that we can see little later also. That I think this is how they give entire body, every area will be given. Especially those areas like perineum. Perineum is below the tail, behind the ears, below the neck. These are some of the areas. If you do the thing, they will also relish. There will be good bondage between mouth. The bondage will become very thick actually. So that's the thing which I like to say. This is how they apply. Everyone will have. This is small practice where the natural material should be used. The bamboo oil will be used for keeping the recamali oil. So every day a fresh oil will be there. So they will apply it over not only on the feet but also on the tusk commissions where it is coming out. Because there is one area where sometimes flies come and sit, and then they lay the eggs. I think the doctors who are attending will be knowing Cobaldia species. You will find it sometimes you will find it in the tongue also. When they become weak, sometimes Cobaldia also can cause a lot of trouble. They may develop colic also. So this is, as I told you, cataract. They develop cataract when the situation in the captivity or in the situation in the areas outside the forest area dry, and the appropriate moisture, if it is not maintained, then opacity and the cataract will develop. Difficult to manage. Now, of course, the science has developed well. Veterinarians are good veterinary surgeons are there. There are few very successful cataract surgeries have been done in our country also. Congratulations to the doctors who have performed it. We need more training and more veterinarians to take such great tasks. This is one more point which I like to tell you, how they come to captivity. One small example which I like to tell. That elephant which is entering into the one which is on the left top. That elephant was, very, very unfortunately, it bit fruit laced with explosive, a small explosive, low intensity explosive, may be kept for some other animal, wild boar or deer. But inadvertently, this young juvenile took it into the mouth and then blasted. So it had a big injury on the buccal cavity. Molar was dislodged, not able to eat. So we were trying to treat it in situ. In the forest itself, we were trying to treat it, but sometimes it will come and eat, sometimes some other will come and eat. It just entered into the entered into the forest guard who was taking care. That was the forest guard's home. Actually, it entered into the his home and then looking for soft food like whatever he has kept in his home, watermelon, all those things. So we then it has to be captured. So we captured it, brought it to the camp. Actually, it was brought to the camp. We tried to treat it, released back into the forest area. The one on the middle you are seeing, it was released back to forest area where the herd was there. The natal herd was there, but still it was not able to settle down there. It came out once again, entered into one more house, so it has to be captured again. So these are some of the, sometime we are successful in releasing them back, uniting them back to the native herd. Sometime, it will not be successful, so they will come to the capital. You have to be prepared for that. That's what I tried to say. So it came out, all our efforts, we could not unite them with the natal herd, or it was not able to settle down. So it was again, with the mild sedation, it was brought to the camp, but immediately it was able to settle down. You can see the last two pictures. On March, it was brought to the March. It was there was the condition, and then by August, you can see almost it has improved. Thanks completely to all our efforts. It was completely team effort. Now, this elephant is one of the best elephant, one of our best upcoming elephant in our camp, in terms of training, in terms of obeying the commands and the body shape. Everything is good. So he'll be a good captive elephant who can take care of other elephants. What I mean to say is he'll be a good kumki actually in the future. This is one process. I don't know how many of you younger generation, doctors, biologists, even elephant caretakers. How many of you have seen? I do not know, but this weaning process was there. As I told you, in the past when we were capturing elephants, there were a lot of mating taking place, and a lot of calves were born in the camp. So normally, even in the natural setup also, by 1.5 years, 2 years, they will be weaned by the mother. Weaning means they will be with the mother, but milking will be the complete milk supplement, complete milk support may not be there from the mother. So they will be grazing, and also they'll be drinking milk from the mother. Slowly, completely they'll be weaned by the mother by 2 years. But in captivity, normally by 1.5 to 2 years, at the same age, 1.5 to 2 years, we will wean whenever we had the calf. So this, because since we have birth in our camps, this weaning process is also practiced, where after 1.5 years, it is slightly a painful process, because the calf will be separated from the mother. Sometimes the mother will be very, sometimes it becomes aggressive. So we use our males, our kumkis, to quench the feeling of the. But within very few days, the calf will be trained, and then the calf, you can see the calf will be, after very few days, calf will be taken out. Once again, it will be with the mother only. After the training, after the process of weaning, and then the basic training, you can see the training process just to obey the command. It will be once again with the mother only. But then now it is it will behave as though it is an individual. Though it will be the mother, but it will behave like an individual. Such processes are not there now, but we need to know. In case if you want to repeat it, the basic process are very much required. If senior caretakers are there, senior mouth and coverage are there, such kind of things can be explained to them, or we can also give a exposure to them. So now this is the basic thing which I wanted to tell you about elephants, how they came to captivity, and the basic captive practice which I have told. Mahabut is, what is the time now, Urva? How long I can go?
So not an issue, you can continue.
Yeah. So the Mahabut is an integral part actually. When I say elephants outside the forest area, caretaker, I was going on mentioning about caretaker. Caretaker is one, the Mahabut. We say commonly, we say as Mahabut, who is a Not only a caretaker. See, on this right side, I have written, he is a guide, he is a caretaker, he is a companion, he is a friend, confidant, assistant, driver, father, mother. I will say everything, mentor. So he is all in all actually. Elephant is what a Magut is. So Magut will be part of the elephant's life. So the role of Magut is very important. So in uh, places where we keep these elephants, selection and then taking care of the Magut is as good as taking care of the elephant. Luckily, in the southern part of the country, we have traditional Magut because they are in the same forest area where elephants are there. There are tribes, tribal people, tribal communities who are expert in elephants, in learning, in understanding, in comprehending the elephant's biology, elephant's movement, elephant's behavior. So that is why we were very successful. When the British people came, when they were invading many parts of our country, they found in the southern part the tribals are too excellent actually, because they were able to, from a distance, they will be able to understand the presence of the elephant, the behavior, the composition, the mood of the elephant, everything because they were part of the system where elephants were also living. So they were living along with elephants. I have seen elephant just passing through the hamlets of these persons in the forest area. They will not do any harm. In fact, they will be simply walking through. They will also walking along the herds. In fact, I as a veterinarian learned a lot of things, not only from my college, not only from the books, not only from the seniors. Mostly, I will say, if from the Magus and Kavadi only. Walked miles and miles together with them and felt very confident with them when approaching, when sighting, when crossing, or doing so many things with the elephant for studying. So that is very, very important. This art of them, the art which was with them, we have to take care. It is, I may not be wrong if I say that it is coming down. I will say it is coming down. The art of Mahagutri is coming down. Maybe because the purpose for which we keep keeping the elephant is also coming down. There are not many sure work schedule for the elephants. I mentioned 4 or 5 schedule in a few slides ago, but that's not happening throughout the places where they kept outside the forest area. So in many areas, probably they will be idling also. So this is very important to take care of the Magut also. So this is the basic qualities of a Magut. They should have good stamina, quick reflexes, sense of or patience. I will say, in all the qualities, patience and perseverance, responsibility will be the top of the agenda. I will say, very, very important. He should be very, very calm and uh, uh, responsible, able to understand situation when there is a crisis, especially. He should never be a short-tempered person. That's the thing. And they should know their own strength and weakness and emotions, and also they should know their animal strength and weakness also. And as I told you, of course they will be loving the elephants. I know all these factors, whatever you were reading there. And the one point which I have mentioned in the bottom, they primarily take the voice and order. See, that is very important. They are very intelligent animals, and they take a lot of cue. That is, they read from their voice, they read from the body order, body language of the mouth and cavity. The some of the accidents which have taken place somewhere in our country between the elephant and the caretakers, maybe due to these small these factors. When the commands are going wrong, or when they smell differently, there's every possibility the control over the elephant may not be there completely. So these are some of the qualities which I would like to say, some of the abilities. If these abilities are there with the Mahu, actually it will be good. They need not depend on many things. I have seen when they go to the forest area with the elephant and they climb onto a tree, lop some of the favorable parts of the plant to the elephant, You take it from me, that elephant will be highly friendly. Even during must, that person will be able to handle the elephant. So but the basic thing is he should be able to climb onto a tree. That is very important. And then I have seen them, swimming along with the elephant. So they should know the swimming. If they swim along with the elephant and stand on the elephant, or be on the elephant, be with the elephant while in the water. These are small things which will which will make the bondage very thick. They'll be the bondage will be very thick. You take it from me. And then these are some of the abilities. I will tell so many things. They should be able to touch and clean the sensitive parts of the elephants also. And mouth knowledge is very important as they become older, or when they become younger, when whatever is the need of the elephant should be able to be comprehended by the mouth and cavity. They should be able to understand and should be able to satisfy the uh, animal on day-to-day basis. And one thing I also written, detect and identify the ailments of the elephants. So that they'll be able to do it while giving bath actually. That is why I tell you scrub bath is very important. Once they're able to touch the place where there is a pain and then be able to apply ointment or able to bring it to the notice of the camp manager and to the veterinarian and able to treat the animal immediately, it will be always good. Major complications can be avoided. At the same time, the bondage, as I told you, bondage will be always there. It will be always there. And then training part. There are from the transforming animal which was free roaming, and then it was captured and brought to the camp, and then from there we had trained elephant where we obeying the commands of a caretaker is a amazing task, but it will be very interesting, very interesting, and then you feel very happy once they start obeying the commands of the caretaker. The happiness I have seen, the happiness of the caretaker. Sir, my elephant is obeying whatever command I say. They will say. There are few methods which have been adopted in our country: open method and closed method. Open method is the one which is practiced mostly in the northern and northeastern part of our country, and closed method is followed in southern part of the country. The protected contact closed method is one of the protected contact method also, because we keep the elephants in the crawl. Sometimes crawl is also mistaken. It need not be mistaken because it is like a cradle only. If you ask me, it is like a cradle. You put a baby into a cradle and then make them to sleep, and then you comfort them. It is something like that. It is for a short period. It will be in the small wooden enclosure where good teaching will be. Some learnings will be imparted to the elephant, and they come out as a trained elephant where they'll be used for some purposes. Otherwise, they'll be free in the forest area only. And one point which you can always, you can always enjoy is, or one point which always make us happy is, see, there in the forest sector, if they think they can always go out of the camp. Many of our the forest department maintained camps will be in the forest area where there are wild peasants are living, and they're allowed for free grazing after the constant feeding. If they think they can always go out, but they still come back. That clearly indicate that the management practices and also the love and affection shown by the caretaker. So this is of course, this is general thing. It should not be the forceful submission should be avoided. In open method, it is sometimes those things will be there. So there will be direct contact actually. In open type training, there will be direct contact. The forelegs and hind legs will be tied to two different trees. There will be direct contact. So here in some places the practice is to sometimes it is starved a bit. It is starved a bit and then trained, given the training, and then later all those things will be provided, and then the training part will be continuing. In closed method, in crawl method, it is otherwise. You actually feed the elephant. You give the favorite food. Like we start with the command. The juke. We say juke is just to lift the leg. That is the first command normally given by the caretaker. They will use a small stick, touch the foot of the elephant. They will say juke. So it will lift the elephant. Then you supplement it with a sugar cane or a coconut. They go near the elephant, give the sugar cane. So they pick up the point. So that word, that sound is to lift the elephant, then you will be rewarded. So it is by positive reinforcement. Normally by positive reinforcement, slowly come out. And some of the best elephants in our camp, close to 100 to 110 commands, they'll be able to understand, obey, and perform actually. Among the logs, there will be 40, 50 logs. You just tie a blue color ribbon or a red color ribbon. You say that particular log to be taken. You take it from me, it will be able to take the particular log actually. So I'm just quoting an example. So that is the type of intelligence they have. That is the type of training we can give. That is the ability of the caretaker actually. So the training process starts by feeding in closed method. This is the we have both in our camps we have both permanent and temporary crawls. I think now there are many states who are coming out with camp setups where they're constructing permanent camps. Sometimes we may need to create a temporary camp also. Crawl construction is an art. Crawl construction is an art and science. So selection of a place, selection of right type of logs, the correct size of the pit, all those things, the strengthening, the reinforcement of the logs, the crawl is very important. This is the basic structure of the, I have given the basic structure of the crawl with the measurements also. But this may slightly vary between the size of the animal and also the substrate in which you are going to think. It itself is an engineering act actually. It requires training and knowledge also. If the crawl at the end of all these exercises, if the crawl is not strong enough or the wood is compromised, you take it from because the elephant will be kept in the crawl for, as I told you, for varying a period between say 60 to 90 to 100 days. So any weak structure will be broken by the elephant, they may come out. So then the task becomes difficult actually. So every part of the crawl construction is very important. Every part of the construction activity is very important. So after that is the one on the left top is a permanent crawl which we have in Anamalai Tiger Reserve of Tamil Nadu Forest Department. The left one is a temporary crawl. Sometimes you may be capturing an elephant or you may be treating an elephant in the in situ condition in the forest area itself, where you can create a temporary crawl, house the elephant for some time. After the purpose is over, it can be simply released back. So, but the art of construction is very important. So this is the training steps. First, you have to familiarize, make the animal to accept the food actually. And once it starts accepting, go close to the animal. You can feed the by mouth. You can feed the elephant. That normally takes about 10 days. A good caretaker, a good magu, they trained, intelligent, and traditional magu will be able to do that. That is feeding the elephant by mouth by 10 days. So that you'll be able to do. In another 10 days, you can see they'll be able to enter into the crawl. I have seen they'll be entering into the crawl and sitting on top of the elephant, touch all the body parts, and then give confidence to the animal. By 35 days, they'll be able to take the elephant normally. It may take 30 to 40 days. Sometimes it may take about 60 days. It all depends on the mouth and cavali's knowledge, ability, persistence, age of the animal also. So that is the normal thing. So this is how. Yes, Apurva.
So can we wrap it up at next 5 to
So
7 minutes?
Yeah.
We already have some questions.
Yeah. This is some of the photos alone. I'll just show. This is how the training. These are the different training processes from the wilderness to this thing. These are the crawling. This thing. They have good learning ability. Behavior. Okay. With that, I'll stop. Yeah. Thank you. I've given the basics of information about why this elephant, how this elephant come to captivity, and what are the qualities of a mouth and cavity. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Burva.
Thank you so much, sir. So we actually have some questions. Can I move to question and session? So you can stop sharing the screen so you can see everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
So we have our first question from HV Grisha sir. So in listening, Manoharan sir, excellent insight. I could see that you have spoken your heart out. Amazing attachment you have with the most majestic animal. I want to know your insights on what went wrong leading using Arjun and Kumki operation in Karnataka. What instigated elephants to kill its own mouth?
Yeah, these kind of accidents, these kind of accidents. You are dealing with especially capturing a adult bull is always a challenge. There is always an element of risk is there. There is always an element of risk is always there, and though they're big animals, there are a lot of weaknesses are there. Their skull is not very strong. The skull is only honeycomb-like structure, and as I told you, sternum. If they fall on the sternum, within a few minutes they will die. So during that time, very. I have worked with Elephant Arjuna actually, one of the majestic, beautiful, and handsome, well experienced, a good kumki. The good kumki is not simply by the age or the looks. It has understood. It has comprehended it will comprehend the situation, able to understand the commands of the Magu, able to assess the situation, the other elephants' strength, weakness, everything it knows. It will be able to work very wonderfully. It has been part of many operations actually. So on that fateful day, it was an accident. That bull was also equally, a stronger bull. It was in an aggressive mood, so it went that way. It was an accident, and death, as I told you, it's an accident actually. You can always say it can result in a death.
Thank you, sir. I hope sir have answered your question, sir. If you have any more questions, if other participants also have any more questions, they can unmute themselves and ask the question.
See, I could see there are many doctors actually. So I will tell them, Dr. Apurva, generally I will tell them, see, you spend more time with the elephant. You try to spend whenever you have an assignment or whenever there is an opportunity for you with the elephant, spend time with the elephant. Try to understand. Spending time means the whole day, for a week, for a month, whenever there is an opportunity. Spend long time. It is a sure foot animal, gentle, slow and steady actually, very slow and gentle animal. How it takes a decision, or which part of the food it takes, how much time it takes to understand, believe a person, what is the stance, how does it look, how does it spread the ear, when it starts fanning, how it fixes the eye, whether it raises the trunk, what is the tail movement. These are all very important for understanding an elephant. You suddenly go there, barge into the enclosure, ask the mouth and cavity. Elephant also will be hearing. It also will be watching you. It also will comprehend something. So the behavior may not be absolutely the normal. It may be behaving differently. So it may be behaving slightly differently according to the situation. So you have to go there every day. If you become part of the uh, animal's life. You'll be able to understand them better actually. Every day you'll be able to understand.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Sarang is asking, what are the points to be taken care of when the bull comes to must for the first time?
Yeah, very important. Many times we go wrong in assessing the pre-must. Must is divided into pre-must, must, and post-must. So a good caretaker will be able to identify when the elephant comes to pre-must stage immediately. The first sign will be disobeying, or it will take some time to obey the command of the caretaker. To quote an example, if it gets into the water body, it is given a bath. If the caretaker is going to give a command like come out of the water body, it will come immediately out when it is not in must period. But when it is entering into the pre-must, see what is must actually, you all might be knowing that when it is in the pink of its health, the testosterone level goes up. Sometimes it goes up to more than 100 times than the normal levels. So there will be always a feel of libido will be there, a feel of libido, a feel of searching will be there. It will be searching for something. So first sign will be doing pre-must. It will not obey the command of the caretaker immediately. He has to give 2 or 3 times the command. And then the other signs of frequent penile erection, secretions, slight secretions in the thing, frequent micturition, these will be the first signs. And the body will be tight. So this will be observed by the mouth and cavity. That is why I'm telling you, giving a scrub bath and daily feeding. When he takes the food close to the mouth, when he gives the command to open the mouth, see, in a non-must period, as he comes close to the elephant, he will open the mouth, he will be able to feed the elephant. But during must, he will spread the ears, he will watch him, he will wait for him to, he will wait, he will give 1 or 2 times command, then he will be able to feed the elephant. It will take some time to take the food out there. All these small things will indicate he is entering into the pre-must. Once it is entering into pre-must period, if the mouth and cavity caretaker is confident, there are mouth and cavity who are confident, you will be able to deal the must elephant throughout the must. Throughout the must. Must may last between 90 to 100 days in a adult prime adult elephant. The must will be for 3 to 4 months actually. So you'll be able to handle the elephant. You'll be able to sit on top of elephant. There are elephants in which the mouth and cavity with full must. I have sit on the elephant. I have used those elephants for even capturing operation also. So that is the first sign. And during must, of course, we all know that must management is in many areas where if you don't have a facility normal, now in the present strategy is we have must enclosures. In modern zoos, we have the must enclosures where the elephant is freely allowed to wander. There will be places for it to dip. There will be places for it to take rest. Shade will be there, proper shade will be there. All these things can be there. Otherwise, what we do in forest camp is we normally put a must chain. There are 3 types of chain will be there. Beady chain, a trail chain, and all of must chain. Must chain will be a longer chain, say 30 to 40 meter long chain. So about 100 to 120 feet, it will be able to move around close to a water body, close to a shady place. It has to be tied so that it will be in a calm ambience, quench its feeling. The best thing would be to give an opportunity for it to be with the females and have the natural physiological processes. Whether the doctor is satisfied or he has any particular.
Dr. Tharang, are you satisfied with the answer? Do you have any questions? You can unmute yourself and answer.
Thank you, sir. Actually, this elephant has come to us for the first time. So even the caretakers, that issue is there, sir. Even they are a little bit uncertain about what's going to be the behavior and those kind of things, sir.
Dr. Sarang, what is the age of the elephant?
Sir, around 13.
30 years.
18, 13.
13. Okay. Juvenile must. See, juvenile must.
Yes, sir.
Your Sarang, you just tell your caretaker, see, this is a juvenile must. First time it is coming to must. So it may not know what to do. Actually, it may not know what to do. See, that is a very important point. So normally in natural setup, what will happen is it will be in a herd where he will be mentored by the seniors. See, there will be sub-adults, there will be adults, young adults, there will be senior matriarchs, females will be there. So they will be able to mentor him, they will be able to guide him. Whereas here in your setup, there may not be companion animals. So these young juvenile elephant or this young sub-adult may not be able to understand what is happening in the body. So the mouth and cavity has to be confident actually now. He has to be confident. It may be slightly disobeying. Tell him to be careful. Tell him to be cautious. Tell the caretaker to be cautious. Don't reduce the food. Don't reduce any of the activities. If you reduce the activity, if you reduce the contact, then it will become more aggressive. So you have to be normal. At the same time, you have to understand. Give the venting out. Give the vent out for the animal. Be confident. Ask the mouth and cavity to be more confident. Keep him in a shady place. Give him good fodder actually. Don't cut down any food.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have another question from Dr. Rohit. So what are the precautions taken to prevent herpes in elephant?
Prevent what?
Herpes, HERPES. So you can access the chat
yeah.
section.
Herpes, yeah. Chat box. Yeah.
Herpes.
So herpes virus, doctor, normally we all know EHV. EHV, there are two stages now. One is carrier stages. One is naive status animals. So if you are receiving calves or if you are getting calves from orphaned status or from abandoned, orphaning is one where the mother had died. Abandoning is one where the herd has rejected. Despite all your effort, you are not able to reunite the calf with the thing. They will come out with the parcel. You will be maintaining it. First thing is you have to send the samples to check whether what is the status of the calf. Immediate thing now it is mandatory that when you get a animal, a calf is around 2 years of age, and then juvenile will be up to 4 to 6 years of 4 to 6 years old, and then subadult and then adult. Up to subadult state, you are getting an animal. It is mandatory for you to send the trunk wash, blood sample, serum sample. These three samples are very important to be sent to good laboratories like IVRI, or in your own state if you have a college with EHB laboratory, EHB detection laboratory is there, you can send there. Also, you can send a sample to IVRI and to see that whether it is carrying or it is negative. And you also, if you suspect your area, the place where you keep the camp or where you keep the calf is endemic to EHV, better you have this antiviral drug. You need to keep an antiviral drug. Any abnormality you find, like sudden rise in temperature, there is slight head swelling, the tongue color is changing, animal is behaving slightly abnormally, suddenly is behaving abnormally. Better you go in for this antiviral drug. You check the animal immediately. Even prior to, as a prophylactic measure, you can check the animal first. That is very important. Also, try to know whether that area is endemic for EH. Okay, Dr. Meet?
Thank you, sir. Because we lost our 3 or 4 animals due to herpes infection, sir.
Which state,
In
man?
Nandankanan Zoo.
Where?
Nandankanan Zoo, sir. Odisha.
Yeah, Nandankanan Zoo. I was there, na. Nandankanan Zoo you lost, but now your animals are good now.
Sir, now, but in last month we lost our animal because he is negative for EHV. Then after he come to positive and he lost a life.
Yeah. I did not, because this EHV is one thing which is highly fatal. In calves and juveniles, highly fatal.
Yes, sir.
But I remember during my interaction with you at Nandankanan Zoo, the trunk wash was negative, whereas serum was positive, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was positive, and then it was negative. See, stress can immediately trigger actually. See,
Yes, sir. Yes.
your good management practices will bring down the viral load. Animal will be healthy, but any stress factor can trigger it. Once it is triggered, it will be highly vulnerable. It makes the animal highly vulnerable. So that is the reason. You take care your hygiene, sanitation, and then taking care. Taking care will be periodical tests. Shift the place, sanitize the area, have one more area so that you can shift the animal to some other area. So you'll be able to manage actually.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Doctor.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. Participants, do you have any more questions? Yes, you can raise your hands or unmute yourself.
Apurva, you can give my email ID, you can give my phone number also, so
Yes,
that anytime they can.
Sure, sir. I'll be sharing sir's contact details with
contact
everyone.
details.
Yeah, so if anyone is having any problem, they can directly contact him for advice. So with your advice, can I proceed to vote of thanks?
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to the conclusion of the enlightening episode of Zooming Conservation. We extend our deepest thanks to Dr. N.S. Manoharan, sir, for sharing his wealth of knowledge and experience with us today. Sir, your dedication to the care, treatment, and conservation of elephants has provided us with the invaluable insights into the challenges and success of managing this iconic species. Your contribution to captive breeding rescue efforts and the development of management protocols have truly been inspiring. We appreciate your tireless work in advancing both conservation and veterinary science, and your efforts to guide and mentor the next generation of wildlife professionals. To our listeners, thank you for joining. We hope this episode sheds light on the importance of protecting elephants and the ongoing efforts to conserve them for future generations. Be sure to tune in for future episodes of Zooming Conservation, where we continue to explore the vital work that has been done to protect the wildlife around us. Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you for joining.
thank you all the participants who eagerly participated, and they lot of interactions were there. I thank sincerely from bottom of my heart Central Authority for giving the opportunity. I thank you also for taking a lot of efforts to organize this kind of meeting. Wish you all the best to all of you. Wish you all the best to all of you, and also wish you all happy Diwali also. I take the opportunity to wish you advance happy Diwali also.
Same to you, sir. Same to you from all participants. Thank you.